Ihr sagt, ihr könnt auch jetzt anfangen.
Okay. Yeah, Stefan, we did this in Cannes together.
Yeah, same.
And we never know, in fact, before what we
will
talk. It's like we're meeting after work. Yeah? It's like we're just having some wine is missing, but again, we are still concentrated, working.
Focus.
So what we have in common is that we both are very enthusiastic boaters. We love boating. We love being at sea. We're loving the whole maritime setup, and we are both very proud about the chance of selling something which we both love ourselves as a product. I think this is something.
This is the most important.
Very important, which makes out of a job a pleasure.
Exactly,
and passion, and this is, I think, something we really much have in common. As we did a video today with Jonas, this is a very good example of a person who has the same core values.
Exactly.
I think is the right name for this. And every time then when a brand like Axopar brings something new, we are very nervous because we also don't know
how it will be.
How it will be, because we are so
proud
about the product, and then it's always probably we are more nervous than an end customer on two reasons. For sure, it's also impacting our business success. So we're still business people. We're living from selling boats, so we are depending somehow on them that they produce and develop a nice good boat. But we are also on the other emotionally excited if a boat is then good. Then it's another bonus,
another step,
another step of the business part of it.
And it's good that you mentioned this, because if we go back on the presentation from today from Jan, it was I think he do exactly what we have on our mind. He said it.
There was many videos and pictures from you in that video, and also from us, from Traben, from Mallorca. So I think this was very nice, this video, which we mentioned before in Axo 37. I think it's probably already online, but this 10 years video also gave us some quite strong emotions seeing that, what journey it was with this brand, when we were building in the beginning, Cannes,
we did it together with only one boat, without engine.
My guys came down with a sprinter, putting an engine on the boat. There was no engines delivered.
It was the start.
That was the start, And I had a very nice, we went out in the evening, had some beers sitting in the front of the 28, then the 37. So yes, it's all, in the end, we're doing business, but there was also very
emotion
good memories
and
in the last 10 years.
Yes.
And and we also, it's funny because especially when Axopar always decides to make new products, we normally would say it's not needed yet. Remember?
Exactly.
This is constantly, we know both Janne very well, but he's always
pushing. If we did remember when we get the 37 Mach 1, we were so happy at the end to get the boat, and then suddenly said, I changed the model.
It's a new one.
Wait.
But he was always right.
He was always at the end of the story.
Like we are in the end.
And then when we get the new model, we compare with the Mach 1. You remember? We go together and you say, wow. What a shame! Big difference between the two. It's not the same generation. So.
And I had an honor. Some of you probably saw some videos of that from being in Finland, or we just launched a video today, where I've been driving the 29 cross cabin already in Finland, and they had also very nicely put the Mach 1 28 and the Mach 2 28 in the water to then compare it to the 29, and then you realize so much the steps which are between, also the step between Mach 1 and Mach 2, which is probably for some end customer in the first stage from the outside not so much seeable, but it's such a huge step which was done there.
In the details, you need to come in to check all the details, otherwise you cannot really feel it, the difference.
And this is very important about the design team in Axopar, that they not go into a boat and think about what could we still use, or could we still you know, make this boat a little bit bigger or whatever, which many brands do.
Yeah.
They make out of the 26, the 28, and then the 29.
29, yeah.
And all this never happened so far with Axopar. You know, every new model has been a new boat, and this
Complete
is now
new boat, new dashboard. They put everything down and create a new boat. And this is exactly what Jan mentioned when he did the presentation. It's even more difficult when you had a good model in the past to make a new model to be sure he follows a step.
And then he made a good comparison on this on the car industry.
Exactly.
Which is very big, because, you know, building the first whatever A4 or the Golf is maybe a good example.
The Golf, yeah.
Golf 1, easy. Golf 2, still, you know,
still
good,
okay, yeah.
And then everybody remembers Golf 3 was a little bit struggling.
Yeah.
Golf 4 was again a strong boat. And since then, the Golf is, you know, very important car still, but it's having its difficulties. So you really have to, and it's still probably the best car in this class.
Yeah.
But it's still, it had become so many
competitors.
So you have to be really, really good to keep that market share you have been create. In fact, you know, this is also what you could say in Axopar.
Yeah.
They created
a new generation,
a new market where now other go below the umbrella of this brand, of this design.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, very important to say. Also, when Axopar says we are the adventure company, which is 100% true. All the other boats bring you also into an adventure. I don't want to say this is not true, but I remember even that Janne called me and he told me, you know, what about, I want to do an adventure collection, or I want to do an adventure campaign.
Yeah.
And I was even afraid of that name, because I thought maybe for women it could be, adventure is really a guy stuff, especially, you know, 5 years ago. But it's really, I have to put this down, adventure is invented in the marine industry by Janne Vittala.
Yeah.
And this is fully his passion as well. Yeah. So that's him. Also
this is him.
This is 100% him. And now you see, you know, adventure at companies which you know, you probably wouldn't take for an adventure. Their name is everywhere. Everywhere. So but we're sitting, not to talk too much about Axopar, we're sitting on the most expected, announced boat, I would say, from Axopar since quite a while. I would say comparable with the launch of the 45 or the 37. But even more than the 45, because the 45 is a new model, but this is
the heart of the brand. Yeah.
Yes. So the 28 was
he built the brand.
For
he
2
was
years,
our first model.
the only boat, and it made the brand for what it is. And it's also the boat which is, you know, the most family friendly it's always been. The 37 is already a big boat. You need, you know, the mooring or whatever. It's
another world.
It's another world. But the 29 footer is still a boat where people can start with.
And get happy and take pleasure immediately, because easy to use and not too complicated, storage, not too expensive.
And
also,
due to how good it runs, it's still a perfect boat to use in the Med, as well in Sweden, or
everywhere.
Everywhere. So
everywhere.
It's the first. I would say that the Axopar 29 became a world boat. It's also Janne what he showed today, and I can fully underline this when you know, it doesn't matter where I travel. I find you know, if it's in South Africa. Or it is in the Caribbean, I've just been. You see them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So it's a impressive journey they created when it comes to like a brand from Finland conquering the world. But let's talk about this one here. So we are sitting on a 29, and there's a complete new setup available, so we can buy the boat. You know, these watchers who has been following Axopar for quite a while, we have normally like single seats, 4 next to each other at this area here, followed then from an open aft deck, from a wet bar, or an aft cabin, which is probably 95% of the T-top boats in like Mallorca and Germany. It's like,
because everybody would like to have the cabin.
And the sunbed on top, because the cabin gives the sunbed, you have the storage. So this is the modularity, and now we're having, so the aft cabin is still available, which now changes in additionally to a combination out of a multi-storage, which we know from the 37. So multi-storage and aft cabin are one product now. We will show that later on the cabin. And we're having here now a new configuration which I quite like, which is the U sofa.
Yeah.
Where which is very modularly changeable, and we're still having an aft deck. And what is nice, we're a little bit away from the engine.
Yes.
Instead of sitting in the center of gravity of the boat.
Yeah.
So very little movement. So similar to a 37, where I have the bench like this and the table. We can turn these two seats. And what I like very much, I have a corner.
Yeah.
Because in a corner it's always
cozy.
Nice to cozy to sit. And I can even, you know, into the direction of driving, sitting here, having my legs up, have a huge table, which is
big table,
which is lowerable. Yeah, which is lowerable to like you can lower it down, but it's a huge table
and can be transformed as a cushion
to a
cushion,
sunbed completely.
Sunbed, yeah.
And then we can move this one to the front.
To the front, yeah.
So we can neither lie facing this way while driving, or sometimes it's also nice to face backwards. Yeah. What Axopar also, I said it probably already twice today in other videos, but I'm 100% sure about it, because I remember that when they decided to take the cab, which was a little bit ambitioned, on the first Suntop, the T-top was already out, so there was the cabin, then there was the T-top. And then Janne and I think this time even Zachary, they decided to make
the Suntop.
A cabin roof. So it still had all the design inside. You could see where the windows came.
And we were quite afraid, to be honest.
It was
at
a quite,
that time,
quite heavy roof. It looked like it had a base cap because it was a bit long in the front.
Too long,
you can see that in the old design. And then made a cutout and put canvas in.
Yes.
Which up to then, I think on a boat of this size, we never seen. The only roofs like this I've seen before was on big yachts.
Yes, on the flybridge.
On the flybridge,
exactly.
US style a little bit. They have this sun top
on the top,
on the flybridge, but this is then a construction which costs probably the same money like the whole boat, which is then electric opening and closing. So they first of all made the sun top, and then they even, when they made this change into the Brabus line roof, they made it a little bit slimmer, and then started also to integrate the electric opening and closing, which was also at this point, I would say, quite unique. And now they made the step to put this even
on the 29.
On the 29, so probably also very little boats of this size which have a complete openable suntop and a very long roof, because we are still now sitting, the whole U sofa is fully protected. So without even putting sunshades up, you're
not
you're not exposed to the sun. So this is very little boats who have that on this side. The other manufacturer we also sell has it as well, but there's not very many having this good situation, because every time you need to put the sunshade up, it's more complex, you can't drive with this and so on. Good. Steering, because it's all about driving, we go even down. That's also typical Axopar. We are standing here even below the waterline, or at the waterline, I don't know exactly, but you know, very close to.
Very close to.
Both very close to. The effect we're having there is that we feel very safe because we have low center of gravity, like in a race car. Everybody knows, you know, if you take my T6 into a racetrack compared to, you know, a low center of gravity like a Porsche, you know, doesn't matter how many horsepower I have, I will lose.
Exactly.
And the same is on the boat.
Yes, same.
People always forget this somehow. When they buy boats, they look at them, they look modern, they look sportive, so they think they are sportive, but in the end, they are not. In the end, you need to bring the
lower part.
And if you film, Nico, from there, you see, we're both not the tallest people, but you can see at the helm, if I'm standing up again, how much we go down at the helm, which gives us this extremely good position at the helm. And the whole helm is also, I think, something Axopar made it very, very nice. So it's like a car industry level with, you know, this little sun lip on the top, and there we have this new NSX.
Nothing very
slim. We have all the buttons now on one side, so when I'm driving, I have my left arm here, throttle here. So if I want to do something here, I take my right hand here, and then I have all access to the horn, wiper, and so on. Trim tabs or both thruster, left hand here again, and then I can use the throttle again. So very logic positioning of all the
also
items here they have.
they integrate the handrail, so
Yeah.
that is very good. I
Absolutely,
must say.
very strong.
Yeah.
Very good visibility to the front. Big wiper. No, very nice helm. We have, like we had before, we have the
can turn.
and we have the fridge
Fridge,
below and
sink.
and the sink below.
Yes.
Let's go on the front deck. Oh,
Also, they integrate some small storage, which we have not in the past. So
Yeah,
this
very
is
nice.
small details, but very
and
important.
what is very nice is the step
Yeah,
and
the
the
step.
handrail in the roof. If
Exactly,
if you grab, there you can hold and then.
And I
going
can do
off board.
that here. Very easy to come in and out.
And you can grab. There's a like a
Yeah,
water
also.
drain or like a rail up here, so you can really good grab this.
And here become the surprise.
So in we shouldn't compare that boat all the time, but the surprise is that we have
The same
yes, like nearly like on the 37, like
Yeah.
a big
big
front-
space on the front with the table. So we have two separate social space, as we mentioned, in the center of the boat, but we can still have it also on the front. And the table can be down, so with a smaller leg, and transform by itself with a sunbed on the front, and you have the sunbed also on the back. And
Maybe we
are-
should, even if it's a little bit work, we should show that a little bit because people are looking for this information. So we can even store. So there's a new locker here. So we can store them in here. So this is all very nicely done. So we take this cushion out. So what I would like to show, there's even two positions you can put it. So we can do the front position, like we do it now. So you just screw them in.
Yeah. Put back the table.
Let's look and find the right position. So we have the cushion. We don't finally install it, but just to get the feeling. So you can lie here. There's two. We have, this is a little bit higher at the anchor box, like a cushion. We can. Oh, your glasses.
Yeah, it's okay. Still
You
alive.
can, have a good time on here. Huh?
Yeah.
Like have a nap and just pass away. But while you're driving, this position is not very nice because you can't lie down.
Yeah.
You can sit here still.
Yeah.
But this is something is missing for the legs. You could put your legs up here, which works. But we can then as well take this table. Oh, you move this. Yeah. And move it here. And this is not finally to be fixed now, but now we're having like on the 37 where we can sit with two people facing forward and having like a leaned sunbed situation
So one
with the
more-
foot up,
Yeah.
and you
one
can
more
still
fi-
pass here. Yeah, so this is still possible when the cushion is fixed. You can still walk along.
And modularity, we say,
Yes.
modularity every time, and functionality also. And that was also key of the success from Axopar, and they did keep it. So congratulations for that.
We can leave it. Oh no, we want to show the anchor make with long poles again. So this is a bayonet style. So you turn that.
Oh merde.
No, no,
Wrong
you
way.
can just turn it the other way around. Like this, yeah. And then turn it again.
Ah, voilà. Sorry.
Very good. And the table back. Maybe a little bit boring, but if we do that, you see, and then we
Yeah.
have like very good sitting, enough space.
Yeah.
We have storage here in the front.
With shore power connection,
connection.
electrical panel.
And then also the cushion can stay on here. And we have a proper anchor box with horizontal winch. That's really nice now. That
Yeah.
was on the 28 always a little bit tricky because the winch was like on the vertical surface.
Position,
this I like much
Yeah,
better.
me too. It will be much more easy.
And
And-
all the hatches are vacuum infused,
Yeah.
so very well done. Your glasses. And then this is a surprise.
Surprise.
Here. So we don't have an aft cabin. We have a big U sofa in
Yeah.
the back. We're still having storage to put on a wakeboard or store something in the back, even a bike or whatever you want to carry. And then you're going here, and you're having a cabin in the front. And I just bring myself in. So now it's put into a bed setup. So, which is changeable. So you take this up here, fix it, and then now you have a step coming in here
to get you the easy
so now
access.
you also have like area for your feet, and then below, surprise, surprise, you have the toilet. Like like what we have been using before on the 28. We had this door to go in. Now it's more a hatch, and we also have even a sink here in the wall. So this is, I would say, there's very little boats or manufacturer who have ever utilized space so well. So there must be no area behind any walls.
They used all the space.
They used all the space. And now with this, now I don't need to step on the steps, so I can really go out here like on the stairs. And I really like this forward-facing seating.
Yeah, this is very, very nice.
Good. Let's see. Big aft deck. So this is, we have a big storage in here. There we have the cushion
for the table.
For the table, yes. And then we have big storage here in the floor. So we can store any water toys or other stuff, yes. And we can have the boat with neither twin engine, twin 200, which I have been driven it. It is even faster and less fuel consumption than the 28 before, even it's a little bit bigger boat. And then we're having this version here, it's the V8 300, which is the cheapest or the most economic version. It will still run about 42 knots,
which is fine.
It's faster than most of our competitors. With the twin engine, we are at 50 knots. Or then we have the situation now, which I really like. It's a new V10 engine as a single engine, which is in the 350 or 400. And I guess we will then reach again around about 50 knots, which means 35 knots of cruising speed. Yeah, so this is probably very nice. And then the big water ski pole. Yeah,
with handrail, so like that safety to move around.
And a very big bathing platform.
That's
for an outboard, because what they do, they nearly do the bathing platform all the way out to the engine.
Yeah, that is
which
very,
protects
very
also
good.
The engine.
Here's storage also on the back, bigger storage.
For fenders.
For fenders, with light,
stern
with
shower.
gas. So very well done.
And like here also, this is like details. It's a support on one side, on the other side you can also hold yourself here all the way. And then here again on the rail, also on the top. So that's really well
good,
done.
Yeah. Big space on the back,
Good, let's go to the neighbor boat. Which is the cross cabin. And to explain again for these who have not been so much into the Axopar world, so this aft setup here is also possible
to be put on the Suntop version. So
yes. So
sorry, go ahead. Go. So now we have the aft cabin and we show you how it will be. So you have an access here.
I just go inside.
And you have 2 beds for 2 persons.
So I'm coming now from the inside into this aft cabin. Lie down here. I have ventilation in here. So this is like a proper room to sleep, but I can also use it if I take, probably 10% of the time you sleep in here. 90% of the time it's a storage room. So what they did, you just take these mattresses out, bring them home, store them in the garage, and then you have a huge storage where you just throw wakeboard, stand-up paddling board, dive gear, everything just into the hatch from the back.
One more, as we said, functionality, modularity. Sorry to say in English with my poor English sometimes, but very important modularity, because as Patrick mentioned, you remove the cushion and you get a big storage. So in one option you get 2 options. So this is
and the same in the front cabin we showed before. There's also the flooring in there, the protection, so you can also take the cushions out and use this as well as a storage, which is very much important also in Scandinavia, because they use these boats.
But
for
us
boats.
Also, to be honest, they don't really sleep on board. But sometimes, if the weather is nice and if all the condition is there, but most of the time they use the boat during the day and then they don't sleep on board.
And then you need storage. Everybody comes with a bag, so you just
food,
go on board, throw it all
toys,
in.
everything. So this is very, very practical. So much possibility on the 29 feet.
And then what is very different than before is when you have a look here from stay there. Is that you have this unique huge glass area in the back. So if I'm closing the door, you can see this is all glass here in the back, and this makes it very unique as well. So this feeling looking backwards in that boat is like
amazing.
It's amazing. It's like a fully open boat, but really, really nice. Yeah. And this is then, Nico, you can just come in and just make the lights on. So how did they do that? So it's like the boat is more or less put like a T-top roof. So this is the A, B, the C frame is taking the most load of the roof, which then, but this is fully hidden by the door. So this gives this huge glass feeling. And then if you see this door, I think this is, they can be very proud. You know, if you see from the outside all these detailed glass fibers, edges which are put in. So this is not a door anymore. So when this is closed, you can hardly see that this is a door. It's like a design, I would say, you are used from the car industry. I have not seen something like this before in the boating industry. Then again, we are now in a closed boat. We have the roof completely open. Very often side doors closed in autumn and spring. Take the sun to warm you up, or in the summer you close the roof,
and you open
the door, so you get loads of ventilation.
Yeah.
So I think this is even more now like the 37, a boat where the cross cabin will be able to get as a summer, like a boat in the Mediterranean surrounding, because the older 28 was a little bit more edgy, a little bit more Scandinavian. And this is now really, that's also the name. Before it was cabin, now it's cross cabin.
Now it's cross cabin.
So it's a step of modern look, even for an enclosed boat, which will, I think, attract more people than ever before. So it's really a step. Also for Mallorca, we said that before, over 50% nowadays cross cabin 37s, but very little 28 cabins, mainly then T-tops, and I think this will change.
It will change
with this boat, because it gives so much more free space to the outside. The helm again is very similar, it's the same helm we just seen. It just looks a little bit different because again the window is for sure different. You have more, even better visibility. Also from height, you know, you could be easily, when I'm looking at you, 20 centimeters taller. Pat Kempers did a video, he's like 2 meters high, he can still stand here good. But you could also be easy 10 to 15 centimeters smaller. You also would have perfect visibility. So this is really a key, because many cabin boats are very easy cramped inside, so you don't see very well, but because they want to do the outside design perfect and then sacrifice inside visibility. And here you have, you know, perfect visibility
on the front,
plus
plus on the back,
and a cool look from the outside,
and cool design. Exactly.
Good. Let's go to the front. We're just having the Axopar crew before sitting on the front. We destroyed the French and the Germans destroyed their evening. So we have just different colors scheme here. Then we just had on the Suntop before. This is the Adventure collection in blue. It's very nice with new design of the cushion. So very well done. And then just the look again from the roof. We have the roof racks on the top. We have the different masts. There's an optional mast, which is more or less the mast of the Axopar 37. Very
with
nice.
The advantage that it go down very quickly.
So you can add more options like the radar. We have the wipers up with window wash, also very nice. What we have already since a long time with all the cross cabin boats. This would be my favorite. I like the Suntop, but I'm absolutely a cabin guy.
To be honest, I prefer the design from the Suntop. I like very much the design, but to be honest, now the design become very attractive on the cabin version, on the cross cabin version, I would say. And as you mentioned, we have much more functionality, flexibility on this version. So probably I will follow you. Let's wait and see
what the market says.
Exactly. Let's wait and see.
So yeah, you're gonna have, we're gonna have.
But one, I go back to the Suntop, which I like very much. We have also modularity on the cockpit, and it's quite fine also. It's quite so. Let's see how we go. I don't give. Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
So this boat is going. The Suntop is going to Mallorca very soon. So even if especially somebody from France is interested, they can always come over and see Try It with Tom in Mallorca. We will have a cross cabin probably around about March in Traben, and I think you will have a cross cabin Suntop.
Cross cabin first, I think.
Cross cabin first, around about May.
May or end of April, beginning of May. Yeah, need to be checked.
Yeah, like we will.
But we will inform you. Of course.
About when the sea trial possibilities are.
We don't mention also these small details, but this is cool.
Nice,
simple, but as always very helpful. We have the front cabin as we have on
big rubber list. We didn't mention two-step hull.
Two-step hull.
Complete design. So there's for sure several stuff we have not mentioned, but maybe in other videos we're gonna do. We did.
So
before.
From today, just to say, Patrick favorite boat, the cross cabin. Stefan, Suntop. Let's talk in few weeks.
Okay.
How it will be.
We do it like this.
Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Thank you guys.
Sorry for moving you off the.